It's all ready when you're ready.
It is?
Yeah.
So it was a foggy Friday night, and my high school was rocking. It was intense. It was a night. Everybody was pumped up because it was a football game, and I thought it was really fitting because in small towns, people say the only thing that matters on a Friday night in fall is football, and you couldn't really see anything besides our field. So I thought it was extremely fitting that it was a foggy night, and I never thought for a second at all during the whole night that it was going to be a special one. I just thought it was going to be another football game. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not really good at football. I mean, look at me. I'm small, I have small hands, and I was supposed to be a wide receiver. I can't catch the ball. I'm not good, I'm not going to start. And I backed up an all-stater. This guy plays at Fordham right now. That's a Division I school. I wasn't going to see the field. But I had a lot of heart, and I had a lot of fun. Now, pregame for football is the most intense 2 hours of your life. There is no smiling at all. You show up 3 hours before game time. You're just sitting there, you're getting ready. Usually the good guys are getting taped up. I never got taped up because I never thought I'd see the field. But everybody is pretty serious, and I'm trying to, be tough and whatnot. But on the inside, I'm a real softy. But, there was a lot leading up to that moment, to that pregame. It wasn't just the 3 hours before the game. We lost the state championship in the December before to a team where I have a lot of history with. My dad played for them. It was the LaSalle Academy Rams. We had lost the state championship, and we had never really experienced heartbreak like that as a team. We've been playing together now. This was our 4th year, and we really took the challenge. We've been working out since January, so by the time August came around for practices, we were a unit. We were a family. I probably spent more time with them than I had with my own family. I love those guys. So there we are. We're prepared for this season. We're prepared for this game. And, we had faced this team about 5 times before as a team between junior varsity, freshman year. So we knew we were going to win. We didn't want to say that, though, because we were never cocky, but we had a good feeling that we were going to win. So weird thing happened in pre-games, though. As I was running on the field, I'm a little nervous, but for whatever reason, I'm starting to make a few catches in warm-ups, and I'm feeling pretty good, because that's the only time I'm going to see the field, except to high-five a few people. But I was feeling good, and, I just felt like, hey, you know what, if I go in, because I think we're going to beat this team, maybe, I'll catch a pass or two. I don't know, something crazy like that. But I never got too hyped up. So the game starts, and everything's going along the plan. Nothing crazy. We go up by a few touchdowns in the first half. I'm feeling pretty good on the sidelines. I do my thing where I always walk down and get everybody pumped up, because that was my job. I always thought it was my job to get the team pumped up. If I'm not going to be on the field, might as well get everybody motivated. I wasn't the biggest guy, but I'm sure was the loudest, and my coaches can attest to that. So we go into the half, we're up by a lot, the coach saying, second unit, hey, maybe get ready. And I'm like, I go in. This is going to be awesome. I'm excited. Of course, I get a little nervous too. I'm like, oh, all these thoughts go in my head. What if I drop the ball? What if I, fall down? I'm going to make an embarrassment of myself. We're at home. I have a girlfriend. I don't want to embarrass her. I just asked her out last week. She's going to dump me. This is bad news. So the second half starts. We're up by a lot. I go in on defense. Now, defense is the best way for me to go because you can't really mess up too much on defense. Yeah, I stand back there and make sure nothing gets by me. All the nervous energy gets out. So I'm feeling pretty good. Finally, we head down over to the sidelines. I decided I'm going to play offense too. Why not? I'll play both ways. I usually just block when I'm out there, so I'm prepared to block. And I remember my coach, he's my favorite coach ever. He said, hey, Rojas, want to catch a touchdown pass? And I had never caught a touchdown ever in my life, exception of junior varsity, but that doesn't really count. So that was my junior year. So this is my senior year. I've never caught a touchdown in a real game before, and I start to freak out. I'm pretty sure most of my vision became blacked out. I remember going in the huddle. My quarterback, Jack Ryan, looked at me, and only thing I remember him saying, like, Ross, this one's for you. We're going to do it, man. And I was like, yeah, sure. I run to the side. I go deaf. I'm freaking out. What's going on? I'll never forget, I lined up on the left, and I look at my guy, and I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but the kid looked like a chump. He didn't look like he should be on the football field. Of course, neither did I, but, crazy confidence, right? So I look at him, I'm thinking, I can beat this guy. I'll never forget, I ran a post route. And if you never played football before, it basically means you go 10 yards, you fake one way, and you go right towards the goal post. And we're about 40 yards out, so this is a pretty far route. And I just couldn't hear anything. I just run my route, I'm running, all of a sudden I look up and the ball is up in the air. And in movies, they slow things down and everything like that. Well, that's because that's what really happens. And I'll never forget, the ball slowed down, it was quiet. And I just put my hands up and I caught it, and before I knew it, 2 steps in, I'm in the end zone, and I remember I said the geekiest thing. I was like, my first touchdown. Like, I actually said it. It was so embarrassing. Thankfully, no one heard it. My buddy came up and gave me a hug. He knocked the wind out of me because I'm very weak, and he hit me in the stomach. But I just remember it was all blurry. The sound came back. The stands were loud because they all knew I did the sports morning show at my high school, so everybody kind of knew who I was. They kind of knew I was like, you know, the kid that wouldn't score a touchdown but would report on it. So everybody was pretty happy. Everybody's giving me hugs, and all of a sudden it hit me. I scored on the same field. My dad scored his first touchdown 20 years ago for the team that we lost in the state championship to. And that really hit me. I remember seeing my dad. I don't know if you guys know the 1980 Olympics story of Jim Craig looking for his father, but I did the same exact thing. I was looking in the crowd for my dad, and he was pointing at me, and I didn't really get emotional, but I was like, man, I scored for you, Dad. I always dedicate that one to him because he scored the first touchdown, albeit he did it his sophomore year because he was awesome, and I didn't get those genes clearly. But I'll never forget that. Afterwards, our celebration after every game is we went to McDonald's, and I know football players were supposed to be eating well, but not really. So they all bought me. I'll never forget. I got 2 McDoubles, some fries. I was just feeling good. I don't think I ever stopped smiling at any point. And I just remember going to bed that night grinning, saying, like, if I could score a touchdown this year, we got to win the state championship because I'm the scrawniest guy out there. And a few months later in December, we finished our goal, the last game I ever played, won the state championship, and that was the best season of my life and the best year of my life. Thank you.